भाइयों बहनों, बीजेपी सरकार हर सेक्टर में कर्नाटका को नंबर 1 बनाने का संकल्प लेकर चलती है। ईज ऑफ लिविंग में नंबर 1 कर्नाटका।
This is how it's going to change. You've got the Congress taking the lead over the BJP, and the reason for it is that
the Congress leading in 136 seats right now, the BJP in 63, and of course there you can see those visuals coming up from the Congress office.
Hello guys. In today's episode, we will discuss the implications of the recently concluded 2023 Karnataka Assembly elections and the unexpected defeat of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. Let's dive into this enlightening discussion together. The Congress Party emerged victorious in the 2023 Karnataka Assembly elections, while the ruling party BJP had a disappointing performance. We will explore some key reasons behind the BJP's defeat in Karnataka. Especially in this video, we will look into these two key factors. Number 1, election campaign. Number 2, economical concerns. First, the key points in election campaign. Segment Leadership Confusion and Marginalizing B.S. Yediyurappa. One important factor in the BJP's loss was the confusion regarding party leadership. They replaced experienced leader B.S. Yediyurappa with Basavaraj Bommai, who was known for his administrative skills and reputation. However, Bommai didn't gain much popularity among the people, leading the party to reinstate Yediyurappa. This uncertainty left the party's members confused and affected their chances in the elections. Moreover, marginalizing former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa during the campaign risked alienating a significant voter base and contributed to the BJP's downfall. Segment Reactive Campaign and Lack of Cohesive Narrative. The Congress Party tailored its campaign around local issues and highlighted the incumbent government's failure in implementing welfare schemes. Here are the 5 guarantees by Congress Party. Number 1, Griha Lakshmi. Monthly payment of 2000 rupees to women head. Number 2, Griha Jyoti. 200 units of free electricity to all houses every month. Number 3, Anna Bhagya. 10 kilograms rice, free of cost per person per month to BPL families. Number 4, Yuva Nidhi. 3000 rupees to unemployed graduates and 1500 rupees to unemployed diploma holders every month. Number 5, Uchita Prayana Scheme. Free bus travel to all women across the state. In contrast, the BJP's campaign appeared reactive and lacked a unified message. Instances like Prime Minister Modi targeting Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge with controversial remarks didn't help their cause. The Congress successfully set the narrative by portraying the BJP government as 40% Sarkar, while the ruling party struggled to counter these allegations effectively. Additionally, the Congress presented a united front, whereas the BJP appeared divided with senior leaders defecting to other parties. This internal disunity weakened the BJP's position further. Segment Allegations of Corruption. The Congress Party capitalized on corruption allegations against the BJP, resonating with voters. Posters and campaigns exposing alleged bribery in state-funded infrastructure projects involving CM Basavaraj Bommai garnered all attention. The BJP found it challenging to counter these allegations, which may have influenced public sentiment against them. Segment: Inadequate implementation of welfare schemes. The BJP's defeat also reflected voters' dissatisfaction with the party's ineffective implementation of welfare schemes. Scandals like the cash for beds controversy during the COVID-19 crisis brought negative attention. Despite promising various welfare projects, reports indicated that these programs didn't reach the last mile effectively during the BJP's tenure. Segment: Confusion surrounding reservations. The BJP's decision to extend caste-based reservations and revise existing quotas created confusion among citizens. While the party announced additional reservations for certain castes, the abolition of quotas for Muslims and reallocation from the economically weaker sections quota generated uncertainty. This lack of clarity may have contributed to the BJP's electoral setback. Segment: Lack of clarity in messaging. Initially, the BJP focused on development and its governance track record. However, their messaging abruptly shifted towards Hindutva when the Congress mentioned the Bajrang Dal in their manifesto. This shift, seen by some as Muslim appeasement, led the BJP to emphasize polarization and prominently feature Lord Hanuma. This messaging change disconnected from voters who were primarily concerned about issues like rising prices and unemployment. The BJP's failure to address these concerns impacted their electoral performance. Segment: Over-reliance on PM Modi. The BJP heavily relied on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity to drive their campaign in Karnataka. However, recent experiences in other states have shown that Modi's popularity alone cannot guarantee victory if the local party unit lacks strength and unity. Over-reliance on Modi overshadowed the performance of Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai and his government. The BJP's failure to acknowledge local issues and differentiate between national and state elections ignored the message sent by voters on the ground. Now we will talk about some economical concerns. Segment: GST. There have been some concerns raised by individuals and businesses in the state as well as in other parts of India. Here are a few reasons why some people in Karnataka might feel uneasy about the GST. Before we discuss about this important point, first let me explain you what is GST and how it works. In simple language, GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. It is a comprehensive indirect tax levied on the supply of goods and services in India. GST has replaced multiple indirect taxes that were previously imposed by the central and state governments, such as the Value Added Tax, VAT, Central Excise Duty, Service Tax, and various other taxes. Let's go through the example of a smartphone and illustrate the differences between Goods and Services Tax, GST, and a regular tax system. Assuming the smartphone is priced at 50,000 rupees and we will use a tax rate of 10% for both the regular tax system and GST. Under the regular tax system, a smartphone goes through several tax stages. First, at the import stage, the smartphone incurs customs duty and excise duty. Let's assume a customs duty of 5% and an excise duty of 8% on a smartphone priced at 50,000 rupees. Now, the customs duty is 2,500 rupees and excise duty is 4,000 rupees. The total taxes at the import stage amount to 6,500 rupees, making the final cost to the manufacturer 56,500 rupees. Next, at the wholesale stage, the smartphone encounters sales tax. Assuming a sales tax rate of 10%, the sales tax on the smartphone is calculated. So, the sales tax is 5,650 rupees. The total cost for the retailer becomes 62,150 rupees. Finally, at the retail stage, the smartphone is sold to the end consumer, incurring additional sales tax. Again, assuming a 10% sales tax rate, the sales tax is calculated. Here, the sales tax is 6,215 rupees. The total cost of the smartphone to the end consumer becomes 68,365 rupees. Now, let's see how GST simplifies the tax structure and affects the smartphone's pricing. Under GST, the multiple taxes are replaced by a unified tax system. The smartphone enters the GST system after paying customs duty. At the manufacturing stage, GST is calculated on the smartphone's price. So the GST is 5,000 rupees. The manufacturer can claim input tax credit for the customs duty paid, resulting in a net GST liability of 2,500 rupees. Moving to the wholesale stage, the wholesaler also calculates GST. Here the GST is 5,650 rupees. The wholesaler can claim ITC from the manufacturer, resulting in a net GST liability of 3,150 rupees. Finally, at the retail stage, the retailer calculates GST. Here the value of GST is 6,215 rupees. The retailer can claim ITC from the wholesaler, resulting in a net GST liability of 3,065 rupees. Comparing the total costs under both systems, we see that GST reduces the tax burden for the end consumer. As regular tax system is 68,365 rupees, but GST shows 65,215 rupees. With GST, the end consumer pays a lower total cost of 65,215 rupees as compared to the regular tax system's total cost of 68,365 rupees. Thus, GST results in a lower tax burden for the end consumer as it eliminates the cascading effect of taxes and allows for the claiming of input tax credit. This numerical example showcases how GST simplifies the tax structure, reduces tax burdens, and promotes transparency and efficiency in the taxation of smartphones in Indian rupees. Now the point is why they feel uneasy with GST. Here are the points. Number 1. Impact on small businesses. Karnataka has a significant number of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, that have faced challenges in adapting to the new tax structure. The complexity of the GST, including multiple tax slabs and compliance procedures, has put additional burdens on these businesses, particularly those with limited resources and expertise. Number 2. Disruptions in certain sectors. Certain sectors in Karnataka, such as the textile and garment industry, have experienced disruptions due to changes in tax rates and compliance requirements under the GST. These changes may have affected the competitiveness and profitability of businesses in these sectors. Number 3. Perception of unequal impact. Some individuals and businesses in Karnataka may feel that the GST has led to an unequal impact, particularly with regard to essential goods and services. There may be concerns that the tax burden has increased on items that are essential for everyday life, affecting lower-income groups disproportionately. Number 4. Revenue distribution. Karnataka, being one of the major contributors to India's GDP, has had discussions and concerns regarding the distribution of GST revenue between the central and state governments. There may be perceptions that the state is not receiving its fair share of the tax revenue generated within its borders. Especially here IGST comes into play. Now, how IGST works and why South Indian state like Karnataka feel uneasy with such. Let's consider a small example to understand how Integrated Goods and Services Tax (IGST) works. Suppose there is a company called ABC Electronics based in Karnataka that manufactures smartphones. They have a customer named XYZ Retail located in Maharashtra who wants to purchase a batch of smartphones from them. Here is how IGST comes into play. Number 1. Manufacturing. ABC Electronics manufactures the smartphones in Karnataka and charges a base price of 50,000 rupees for the batch. Number 2. IGST calculation. Since the goods are moving from one state, Karnataka, to another state, Maharashtra, IGST is applicable. Let's assume the IGST rate is 18%. The IGST amount is equal to base price cross IGST rate is equal to 50,000 rupees cross 18% is equal to 9,000 rupees. Number 3. Invoice and payment. ABC Electronics raises an invoice for XYZ Retail, which includes the base price of 50,000 rupees plus the IGST amount of 9,000 rupees. The total amount payable by XYZ Retail is 59,000 rupees. Number 4. Tax distribution. ABC Electronics collects the IGST from XYZ Retail and deposits it with the government. Since IGST is a destination-based tax, the entire IGST amount of 9,000 rupees shared by the Maharashtra government and centre. Now Karnataka, like other states in India, may feel uneasy with the implementation of Integrated Goods and Services Tax (IGST) due to several reasons. Number 1. Revenue loss. Under the IGST system, the tax collected on interstate transactions is distributed among the states involved based on the destination principle. This means that the tax revenue from Karnataka's exports to other states is shared with those states. As a result, Karnataka might experience a reduction in its overall tax revenue, leading to financial implications for the state government. Number 2. Disproportionate distribution. There could be concerns regarding the equitable distribution of IGST revenue among the states. States like Karnataka with a significant volume of exports may feel that the distribution formula does not adequately account for their contribution, resulting in an imbalance in revenue allocation. Number 3. Compliance challenges. The implementation of IGST involves complex administrative procedures, including tracking interstate transactions, verifying invoices, and ensuring compliance by businesses. These compliance challenges may be more burdensome for Karnataka's businesses, particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, which may struggle with the additional compliance requirements and associated costs. Number 4. Impact on industries. Certain industries in Karnataka that heavily rely on interstate trade, such as manufacturing and agriculture, might feel the impact of IGST more prominently. The added tax compliance and potential increase in costs could adversely affect their competitiveness and profitability, causing uneasiness among businesses and industry stakeholders. It's important to note that these concerns are not unique to Karnataka and have been voiced by various states across India. The government continues to work on addressing these issues and refining the GST system to ensure smoother implementation and alleviate the concerns of states like Karnataka. The image of BJP has been degraded in southern states like Karnataka. Segment Tax Contribution and Allocation. Karnataka, like any other state in India, may feel uneasy when it perceives that it pays more in taxes than it receives in returns. Here are a few reasons why this uneasiness might exist. Number 1. Disparity in tax contribution and allocation. Karnataka is one of the major contributors to India's tax revenue, given its significant economic activity and contributions to the country's GDP. However, there may be a perception that the state does not receive an equitable share of the central government's allocation of funds for development projects and public infrastructure. This perception can lead to dissatisfaction among the people of Karnataka. Number 2. Infrastructure development. Karnataka, particularly its capital city Bengaluru, has experienced rapid urbanization and infrastructure demands. There might be a feeling that the state's tax contributions should be reflected in better infrastructure development, including transportation systems, roads, and public amenities. If the perceived returns on taxes paid are not in line with the infrastructure requirements, it can lead to dissatisfaction. Number 3. Regional imbalances. Karnataka, like other states in India, may feel that there are regional imbalances in the allocation of resources and investments. If there is a perception that other states are receiving more attention and benefits in terms of infrastructure projects, industrial development, or government programs, it can create a sense of uneasiness among the people of Karnataka. Number 4. Sector-specific concerns. Certain sectors in Karnataka, such as information technology and manufacturing, contribute significantly to tax revenue. If there is a tax policies and incentives provided to these sectors are not adequately addressed or recognized, it can lead to dissatisfaction. So these are the reasons that worked as a catalyst due to which BJP lost the election. In conclusion, the 2023 Karnataka Assembly elections witnessed the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, facing an unexpected defeat, with the Congress party emerging victorious. Several key factors contributed to the BJP's loss, including issues within their election campaign and economic concerns. If you want to continue exploring the world with us, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our incredible community.